Hello, everybody. Welcome to, what is it now, like the fourth official episode? Fourth official episode of Draft House Drive. Today we are going to go see Captain America: Civil War. Oh boy, what a week has it been for me. Finals week. That was a lot of fun.
Can I ask why your car smells like cheap Mexican food?
Because I just had Taco Bell before this.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. Because
assuming that.
Yeah. The main reason why is because, one, I was hungry. Two, because I didn't really want to get food at the draft house.
Yeah.
I mean, we can always get like fries and stuff, but I didn't want like a meal. And also because I started playing Overwatch, which is a lot of fun. The open beta started and I am absolutely hooked.
Yep.
And I found out that Taco Bell's doing like a competition thing where if you like a large drink, you get a code, you have a chance to win it or whatever. So I figured I'm gonna get Taco Bell anyway. May as well just get a cup there. And I did. And then I had the entire thing of large Mountain Dew Baja Blast before the recording.
Oh, bro, you're gonna have to piss like 6 times during that movie.
Yeah, and I'm gonna piss blood. It's not gonna be good.
Oh, man.
Because I spent the last 2 nights, just last night until like 3 a.m. playing Overwatch. That was like for, I want to say, a good 7 hours.
Yep.
And then I played for pretty much all of today up until 4:30 when I had my physics exam. Didn't study for that shit at all, but it still passed it, I swear, because that exam was easy as shit, because they basically just took the problems from the practice thing and just slapped it on the test. So I'm like, cool. Yeah. I'm good.
Man. See, you're doing that. Last night I was up until 3 because I wrote an essay until 1, and then I just was on Google for the next 2 hours.
Researching Larry, Curly, and Moe again, I presume.
No, I wasn't looking at the Three Stooges this time. I can't remember. I can't remember what I was. Oh, I was trying to listen to the Hamilton soundtrack.
I need to listen to it.
The musical. I've listened to a couple tracks and it's pretty good, but I want to get through the whole thing, but it's 3 fucking hours.
Well, it is a Broadway musical.
I know, so I'm like, So I spent probably 20 minutes actually listening to it, and then I stopped listening to it and started listening to some other stuff because I wanted to get through Kendrick Lamar's other album, which is actually really good.
Is it just one other one?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's Untitled, Unmastered,
To Pimp a Butterfly, and
then
Good Kid, Mad City.
Yes,
I know that one. I thought he had more than that, but okay.
I think that's all he has, because that's all I have of his,
okay.
I don't know. But yeah, so I wanted to listen to that, so I listened through all the way through that, but I also was searching, trying to find a live version of the Hamilton thing that I could watch, because I didn't just want to download it. But
because that's like half the fun of a musical is actually watching it.
But I couldn't find anything, so.
Sucks. Speaking of listening, I got through the first 2 albums of Eagles of Death Metal.
Bro, they're so good.
They're actually really good.
So which 2 albums are those?
The first 2 chronologically.
So it's
Peace, Love, and Death Metal.
That album's really good.
I really like the one I just listened to. It was
it's either Heart On or Death by Sexy.
Death by Sexy.
That one's really good. I haven't listened all the way through Heart On, not Heart On.
But Heart On.
Then their newest one, Zipper Down, it has 2 tracks on it. Oh, they are really, really good.
Yeah, I was surprised at the end of Death by Sexy how they covered an AC/DC song.
Yep, they covered AC/DC, and they covered some other songs in their first album too.
Really? Which ones?
Yeah, Stuck in the Metal. That's Stuck in the Middle.
Stuck in the Middle.
Yep, it's the same exact song. They just changed middle to metal. Yeah, a lot of their songs are actually covers.
Really?
Well, not a lot, but off their albums, they have a couple of cover songs on each one of them. Like on their newest album, they have one, Save a Prayer, I think is what it's called. And that one, they're donating all the money that they make off of it to the Paris thing, because they were the band that was there during that.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Did not know that.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, they were the band that was attacked during that thing, and they're still touring.
Yeah, not to make this personal, but that happened on my birthday.
Yep.
So it's kind of like if I ever go to visit France for my birthday, it's gonna suck. It's gonna really suck. It's not gonna happen because I have no desire to go to France.
Yeah.
Fucking cheese-eating surrender monkeys.
So here's one thing I want to ask before the whole thing starts. So I'm going into this movie basically blind. I know who's in the movie, but I don't really know what it's about.
Like one main spoiler, but Lego and Pop Figures did that too.
Well, that's fine. I knew that was going to happen anyways. But, so My question is, because I don't know what the premise is. Well, I kind of have an idea of what the premise is.
Because you read the book.
Well, that does not mean that it's going to be.
I'm just saying.
We know.
It gives you the idea.
It doesn't exactly. I know that they're going to be fighting, but I don't know what over.
Yeah.
I think it may.
You've seen 0 of the trailers?
I've seen the first trailer.
Okay.
And that didn't really do a lot of plot, so.
Okay, because I think I have an idea of what they're fighting over, but we'll see.
So here's my question: are you Team Captain America or Team Iron Man?
I'm Team Ant-Man. Just Ant-Man.
That is Captain America.
Okay, well, I don't really care for any of the characters. I just care about Ant-Man.
Yep, me. I like Ant-Man, I like Vision, and I like Black Panther.
See, I'm also, honestly, I was actually thinking about this question earlier today, oddly enough. I was thinking, like, man, I didn't think you were going to ask me. I was just thinking, like, in general.
I thought we should ask you.
Well, in the comics, I think I was more Captain America in, like, the actual Civil War comic.
Yeah.
But that's just because I just like, should I make comic spoilers or no?
No,
probably not.
I'm going to wait until after we see the movie to talk about everything.
Talk about comparison to the comics. Yeah. It's been like 2 years since I've read the comics, so I'm not
probably longer.
Yeah, probably longer. Because Quintin here is the guy who made me get hooked on pretty much everything nerdy that I'm into now.
We could actually go into that story today.
Yeah, why don't we? Why don't we?
Okay, but so continuing on the Team Cap, Team Iron Man.
But okay, I'd say in general probably Team Cap just because I like their team composition a bit more.
Because Team Captain America is Captain America, Falcon, Ant-Man,
and Hawkeye, right?
Hawkeye, and then Maria Hill.
Don't really know who that one is.
This is one of the agents for S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, well, I don't care then.
Team Iron Man is Iron Man, War Machine, Black Panther, Vision, and Scarlet Witch.
And what about, wait, did you say Black Widow already? Or no, you said Black Panther.
Black Widow is also on that team.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
See, I like... and not to go into spoilers, if you haven't seen the trailer yet, I know there's one character they reveal in the trailer that I'm really enjoying that I'd probably end up rooting for.
We're going to wait until,
I'm just saying, like, in general, if you haven't seen the trailers, know that it's revealed in the trailers. If you've already seen it, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But besides him and Black Widow, I like Team Cap's team composition a bit more, so I guess I'm leaning towards Team Cap.
Have you seen all the movies in the Marvel Universe yet?
I have not. I was going to this week, but then I got sidetracked with exams and Overwatch.
Yeah,
so I did read plot summaries of Captain America 2 and Age of Ultron, so I know in general what happens.
Yeah, I watched Captain America 2 this morning. I woke up and I was like, I should work on my essays, and I'm like, no.
I need to build nerd knowledge.
I need to catch up. Because the first time I watched Captain America 2, I was not paying attention. I was like watching it a little bit, and I was like, hey, let's go on Google or play Binding of Isaac while I am watching this movie, which is not a good thing to do.
Well, dude, I was trying to get over the lane. I had my signal on.
But he's a Mustang.
Watch where you're fucking going.
But
Dude.
He's a Mustang, so clearly he can do what he wants.
Dick. Well, that's the first time I ever actually got cussed out from actually through a window.
Oh my god, man, this week at Madness, holy shit.
What?
I went to Madness and...
Oh, yeah.
What?
No, is this the Batman thing?
No, not the Batman thing. That's a different story. But, so I went to Madness, and the way that I went is I had to wait in front of the Walmart and then go past through the Walmart parking lot to the, in front of the comic book store. And this fucking truck just stops in the middle of the fucking parking lot, and it's just sitting there in front of the Walmart. I can't go around it because there's cars coming on the other side, and I can't turn into the parking lot. So I'm just sitting there, and just like, and I just started driving 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah, that's right.
Not 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago pretty much, because I got my license on the 21st. And freaking, I was like starting to brim with road rage, and then it all went away like that. Because the guy who was sitting there, he let someone out of his car, and then him and two other people were talking over the parking lot. They were sitting there talking to each other. He stopped his car completely. I can't go around it. They're standing in front of the Walmart, so I can't go through them. So they scoot back a little bit, and the truck that was behind me just fucking barrels through where they were. And I'm like, okay, no more road rage. And he barrels through, parks his car, and as he gets out, he's walking into this comic book store. I see the same truck drive in front of the comic book store, stop, roll down its window, and 3 people from one truck were cussing out this one guy for him speeding past them. And I'm like, I am happy I did not go past those people.
Damn.
I'm very happy that I did not go past those people. But man.
Well, that was a nice little tangent of me getting cussed out because that dude was in my blind spot. I checked my blind spot and he was also speeding, so still my fault, but also his fault.
Yeah.
Also a dick. But beyond that, let's go ahead and get back to how you converted me to a total nerd.
Bro, this is beautiful. So, freshman year
Fucking ruined
in
my
high
life.
school, freshman year in high school, I was vaguely into comics. I would read some, and I would be like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then I wouldn't like get issues weekly, but I'd still be like, yeah, I'll get a graphic novel here and there. Okay, maybe 1 or 2. Go to Half Price Books. Oh, hey, there's some on sale. I'll get those. But man, I got Watchmen, and that is not something you should read when you're a freshman in high school. That's not something you should read until you're like college.
Yeah.
Nope. I read it when I was in 7th grade or 6th grade, whenever the movie came out, and that was bad. That was a bad decision. That my grandmother should not have bought me that book.
Your grandma bought
Yes,
it
my
for
grandmother
you?
bought me the book.
Holy shit, that's great.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh.
It was bad. But
I'm trying to think of like what that's comparable to in like normal books. It's not. What's like the most like thematic like novel, like really good like thought-provoking novel? It's like getting your kid 1984.
no, because I'm thinking of less of in the thought-provoking way and more of in the fucked up way.
Yeah.
Like that's like
Okay, in that case, Brave New World.
well, I haven't read Brave New World, so I can't vouch for it.
That's a smart joke, everybody.
But I know that like okay, here I got a comparison. That would be like if your grandmother bought you a DVD copy of Rise of a Nation, or sorry, Birth of a Nation, which is a 1920s movie about the Ku Klux Klan, made and produced by said Klan. But so I get this graphic novel and I'm like, oh yeah, it's pretty cool. And I'm talking to Brett as we started talking to each other in high school, and I'm like, man, you should read this thing. And he's like, well, I'm not really into comic books, but sure.
Yeah, at that time I was more just the kind of nerd who was like into games.
Yeah.
And, like I was like starting to watch anime again. Like the most recent show I'd watched at that point was, I think I had just finished Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood there. But yeah, it was like really like starting to get into anime.
So I'm like, man, you should check this out. And he's like, well, I'm not really into comic books, but sure. So I give it to him and he's like, oh, that was pretty good. Got anything else I can read? And I'm like, yes I do, Brad.
And then he starts me on a reading regimen.
And I pretty much gave him, so I've given him every volume of The Walking Dead, which is up to 12 now. At the time it was up to like 8, I want to say.
No, I think it was like 6 or 7.
No, it was
I think it was 8.
I think it was 8. Because they came out with a volume every year.
Yeah, true.
And from then to now is about 4 years, so that's about 8. But so yeah, 8 volumes of The Walking Dead, an ungodly amount of Batman books.
Yeah.
And Justice League and...
Justice League was more recently.
Justice League is recent, but
Yeah.
Sin City is
All of
something
Sin
I gave
City,
you,
which
got you into.
Which I got all the volumes myself now.
Yeah.
One of the few things that I've got that you also have, along with Kingdom Come, that I got at Christmas.
But so... I want you to go into what happened after you started reading the comic book. What all of this led to.
It's like this isn't an AA meeting, but sure.
It is. It's a CC meeting.
The great comic books,
Comic collectors.
Comic Collectors Anonymous.
Yep.
All right. Well, this started on like comics, right? And I'm like, oh, this is cool. So then and this is like not really related to comics, but more like in collections.
Yep.
I started a pop figure collection, which you guys already know about because we talked about this before, which started as a slight to Quintin, because one day I saw a Marceline from Adventure Time pop figure, and at the time I was like hella obsessed with Marceline for whatever reason. Still kind of am because she's great, but I was like, I'm gonna buy this. And Quintin's like, no, that's stupid. You're not gonna buy this. I'm like, I'm gonna buy this. And so I bought it.
Little did you know the road that you would be going down.
Yep. And then I was like, oh, cool. They have Walking Dead ones. So I grabbed Glenn and Michonne, which I gave away as a birthday present to somebody else. I was suffering from collection bloat.
And then
still am.
Rorschach.
No, not Rorschach. Next came Wally.
Oh, okay.
Of all things, Wally. And then Dr. Glowdick and Rorschach.
Yep.
And then from there,
it just expanded too far.
Yeah.
Further than either of us could have imagined.
At a time, we actually had an equation worked out where for like every two figures I got, Quintin got one. Well, I think that's kind of reversed now.
Yeah,
now at least we're about equal, or
I'm ahead of you.
Yeah, they're due back.
I'm ahead of you.
Yeah,
there's too much. But yeah, so I got Brett started on comic books. He got me started on pop figures.
But you were so resistant.
I was completely against them.
What was like your first one?
Silent Bob.
Silent Bob.
From Clerks. Silent Bob from Clerks, and then it was Tyrion from Game of Thrones, and then it was the Iron Giant, and then I lost my shit.
Just had to get.
Well, no, that isn't when I lost my shit. I was still a mild collector. I would still be like, oh hey, this one's pretty cool. So I got like Dr. Manhattan.
That's how it starts.
There's actually a picture on my Instagram of where I was right before I fucked up.
Right before you fucked up.
Right before I fucked up. And where is it? So I would get like the ones that I thought were cool. So I got like Guardians of the Galaxy, Pulp Fiction, Army of Darkness, Breaking Bad stuff, all that kind of stuff. And then I think the one that really started me, that really screwed me over was
Please tell me it's just something ridiculous.
The subreddit.
Oh,
the subreddit fucked me over. r/Funko Pop fucked me in the ass royally. They were like, hey, look at all these cool things, and I'm like, I need them all.
Did they at least give you the courtesy to give you a goddamn reach around there? Or
no, because I didn't know all of the things that Funko had to offer, and that led to Amazon searches and Hot Topic buyings at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And
yeah, like rare special edition.
Not even just rare special edition, but they were like, hey, if you spend $120, you get $75 off. And I'm like, fuck yeah.
That's a really fucking good deal. Jesus.
Yeah, but
if that only happened.
That only happened once, thank God. But yeah, it turned into an addiction. Yep. And now I've gone farther than Brent.
For me, I'm trying to limit it. I'm trying to stick to ones that are either on my quote-unquote waifu list, which recently I added one from Overwatch, and I found out they're making pop figures for that. Yeah, she's one of them. Yep. I'm excited.
Is that Tracer?
Yeah, Tracer. Yep. Yeah, love Tracer. She's actually really fun to play too. That's beside the point. And Quintin told me there's a chance, and a very small chance, that Squirrel Girl is going to be a pop figure at some point. And
not some point. There is at the box.
Is it this month?
Yes, this month.
Oh,
well, no, I don't think it's this month so Funko does a mystery box every other month. Because they don't.
Oh, do they do like Marvel, DC, Marvel, DC?
Yeah, they do Marvel, DC, and then they have a Star Wars one too. So every other month is for that, and I think that one is May. I want to say it's either May or June.
I'll keep an eye on it then.
I want to say it's June because the Civil War one came out in April. Yeah, so it's June.
Okay, so that gives you a little bit. I'll still check in May though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have an undying love for Squirrel Girl for whatever reason. Don't quite know why, but she's just great, and I love her. And if I got a pop figure, I would die happy. Only thing that sucks is that all the Marvel ones, all the Marvel ones and Star Wars ones are all bobbleheads.
I can't remember.
It's really dumb.
Some stupid licensing thing.
Yeah, well, it's not even like the fact they were owned by Disney, because they were bobbleheads before Disney bought them, as far as I know.
I don't know.
And even the Disney ones aren't bobbleheads, and they just kept them that way.
Yep.
And all the Star Wars ones have a really stupid base.
Well, the base you can take off.
Yeah, you can take it off, but still, it has it.
Yeah.
So it's either a waste, or you can repurpose them like I did with my Emperor Palpatine. I stuck them with my dash.
I have a giant Star Wars collection.
Yeah, you do.
You
have the goddamn Dewback.
Dewback! Dude, that is some straight up love for that animal. Like, no joke. Because that was like my favorite toy when I was little. It wasn't General Grievous. It wasn't Darth Maul.
For those of you who aren't turbo nerds like us.
Just Google it. Just Google Dewback Star Wars. Done.
Dewback.
Yeah.
Not Dubak like I thought.
No,
it's not some fantastical sci-fi
That would
spelling.
be Dewback.
Dewback.
That would be Dewback.
It's not some fantastical sci-fi spelling like I thought. No, it's Dewback, like Mountain Dew in a backpack.
Because
it's me every day.
When we go to Comic-Con, if I see one in box, I may end up buying one.
You
like a mint box. I'm gonna be like, I need that Dewback. and then I'm gonna get it, and then I'm gonna hold it.
Is this your new pop figure thing
I'm gonna
where you
hold it
started
when
out
I
of
sleep.
spite to me and then it just spirals out of control? You have nothing but dewbacks. You buy a house and you have a dedicated dewback room.
No, because the first dewback that I got for me. I was like, I love the dewback. Getting me a dewback. So it got me a dewback.
I mean, I have like strange loves for certain characters too, but that's just like fucking weird.
Dewback is the best back.
I guess.
It's the best thing in the world.
Okay, I'm just at a loss for words. I was gonna try to make a pun based on Justin Timberlake's sexy back, but I couldn't think of it.
Dewback is best back.
I guess.
I am going to be so tired tomorrow. This movie is going to be so long.
Oh, yeah. Luckily, I'm done with college now. Done with freshman year of college, not all of college.
I have tomorrow, and then I have Wednesday next week and Friday next week, and then I'm done.
That's not horrible, at least.
Well, considering I have an 8-page essay to do between then and now, yes, it is.
Well, there's that. But I have like the next couple days off, so I'm gonna move everything back from my dorm to my house.
Fun.
Yeah, and that means I need to repack all the pop figures in their boxes.
Oh,
and one more thing before we go. Before we start, before we end this episode, let's just list our main collections. With you and your comics, both of us have pop figures. I have some comics too. Batman in general for you. I also started these things called Nendoroids, which are kind of like higher quality pop figures.
I refuse to get onto those because they are like $70.
Yeah, it depends on which one. I got one for like $35.
I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, but they're usually anime characters, and they're awesome. And luckily, I looked through their catalog. I know like maybe 5 total.
I know none of them.
So
I looked through it too.
luckily, I know for a fact that one would spiral out of
They're
control.
coming out with a Joker one now.
Yeah, they have a Joker one.
They're coming out with a new one.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah.
Well, either way.
I read comic books. And
yeah, that's the main one. And pop figures is another big one.
Pretty much. Yeah. That's about it. But they're big.
Yeah. But speaking of comics, we're going to see you guys after the flick.
Yeah.